Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Vulgar. So before like a couple weeks ago I had never heard of this movie in my life, but I was listening to a podcast. It was like a horror movie podcast, so it was totally unrelated, but they just randomly brought up this movie and they said that there were some actors from quite a few Kevin Smith movies that were in this. So I was kind of like intrigued initially. I'm like, like I've never heard of this. There's some actors that I like from all these Kevin Smith movies in it. Let me, do some more research. So I did some more research and I realized there was a ton of people in this that I know from, all of Kevin Smith's movies. So you had Kevin Smith himself was in it, and according to Wikipedia, he was one of the three producers of the film. Ethan Suplee was in the movie. Scott Mosier was in the movie. Who, he's like Kevin Smith's partner. They like all of Kevin Smith's movies. I'm pretty sure Scott Mosier is super involved behind the scenes. So he's like his right hand man. They're like partners. And then Jason Mewes is in this, and then Brian O'Halloran. He's the main character. So yeah, you had all these actors from different Kevin Smith movies in the movie. So I was like, oh, I recognize these people. And then when I learned about the story, I learned this is like a super dark, disturbing revenge story. I'm like, you usually don't see all these actors in those type of roles. So I'm like, this might be interesting. So that's what initially led me to want to check this out. It like initially made me curious, and after watching it, you know what? I'm glad I found out about this. I'm glad I sought this out, because even though this movie was extremely dark, it was very disturbing. Like there was some uncomfortable moments where it was hard to watch. But even though it was dark and disturbing, I thought the story was great. The performances were great. And, it seemed like a lower budget film, but it was like a very competent movie. So overall, I was a fan and I thought this was a good movie. So I'm glad I found out about it. Um, I'm going to jump into the little plot summary now. So you have this main character, Will, uh, played by Brian O'Halloran, and he's a clown for kids' birthday parties, and he's not making very much money. He's behind on all his bills. His mother is verbally abusive. He's not in a good place in his life, and basically he's reading a newspaper one day, and he sees this little like ad for bachelor parties, and that gives him this idea where he thinks, hey, it'd be a great idea, instead of doing kids' birthday parties, I could be like a bachelor party like joke clown where people think people would hire me to like prank whoever is getting married, whoever's bachelor party it is, where they think some dancers are going to come out, and then I come out and I'm wearing like I'm wearing fishnet stockings, high heels, all that, and then I just prank them before the actual dancers come, and he thinks like that's never been done before, and he could get booked up and make a lot of money, and it'd be like a big hit. So he has that idea to do that, and he when he's like the clown for the kids, he goes by Flappy, but then when he's doing this bachelor party thing, he goes by the name Vulgar. And the first booking, he goes to this like maybe it's like an apartment or like a motel, and the first booking he gets as Vulgar, he's actually assaulted by these men, and like assaulted, like he's taken advantage of the word, like how he's taken advantage of, it's the word starts with an R, but I can't really say it on YouTube, but he's taken advantage of against his will. He's assaulted, and the word starts with an R. So basically, yeah, it's like these three redneck guys assault him in that way, and then he's just, he's of course distraught after, but he doesn't want to go to the police, and he's distraught and depressed, but he eventually picks himself back up and gets back on his feet, and he continues, just going back to doing his old shtick of like doing the birthday parties as for kids as Flappy the Clown. And he's going to one birthday party, and there's this domestic dispute where this abusive husband is actually, he's like waving a gun around, he's gonna shoot his wife, he's holding his young daughter hostage, and basically Will, he saves the wife and daughter. He like goes in the house, tackles the guy through a glass door, and he saves the day. So then Will is like getting all these TV appearances. He's getting interviewed for all these like national news programs, and then this TV executive sees him, and the TV executive is played by Kevin Smith, and he's like, hey, we want to give you your own show. We want to give you your own kids show. So Will gets his own kids show, and he becomes successful. And once he becomes successful, the people who assaulted him and took advantage of him, they see one of his tapes, they see his show, and they like try to extort him for money. They try to blackmail him, and when they did all that stuff to him earlier in the movie, they videotaped it, and they were like, we're gonna edit it and make you look bad, and we're gonna put this out, and it's gonna ruin your career. So they're like, give us $50,000 and we'll give you the tape. So he tries to give him $50,000, but then they scam him. So then Will and his buddy Sid, who's played by the director Brian Johnson, they decide like, you know what, we're just gonna have to kill these guys. So that is the basic plot summary. So like I said earlier, even though this movie was messed up, I thought the story was really good. It was really engaging. I was entertained throughout, and there was like a lot of, like, it kind of meandered in some interesting directions. Like I thought it was like cool when he like totally saved that family, and then he's getting all this great publicity, and it's like a bad thing happened to him, but then this like he becomes a hero, and he gets all this positive attention, and then he gets this like TV show. So I kind of like that, even though Will faced so much hardship, so many like disgusting, messed up things happen to him, like the stuff with those three redneck guys, and just he wasn't doing well financially, and like I said, his mother was verbally abusive, even though he didn't, like, stuff was, so many terrible things happened to him. I like that stuff worked out for him. Like, he was still positive. Like he was still like, he took on that hero role. Like he was always like a good guy. Like he was like a great protagonist to root for. He was always like a good guy. Like all this totally effed up stuff happened, and he just, I mean, of course he did get down, but like he just like kept on keeping on, and then he was like, took on this hero role, and then I like how it worked out where he got this TV show, and he's like, I want it to be like a positive message. So even though all this bad stuff happened to him, like he always stayed positive, and I like how stuff worked out for him, and he actually got to be successful, because that was something that he was talking about earlier in the movie. He's like, I want to do this whole clown thing as a career, and I think I can make enough money eventually, and I'll be successful. He's like, this is what I want to do. And everyone in his life is like, dude, you're crazy. You're making like a couple $100 a month doing this. You can't, this isn't like a lucrative career. Like, this is a stupid dream. Like, you need to stop. Like, go get another job. But he doesn't want to. Like, this is what he wants to do. And he's like, you have to be patient. You have to be persistent. He's like, you know, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a long time. But he's like, you know, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, this is going to work out and I can do this as a career. Like, this is my dream. So I really like that message, because a lot of times in life, you don't see immediate results with any goal that you're doing, whether it's career, whether it's fitness, whether it's you're having health problems, you know, anything. A lot of time you don't see immediate results, but you have to just be like, you have to see that light at the end of the tunnel. Like me right now, I'm doing like physical therapy for some chronic pain stuff, and you know, I'm getting like a little bit better, but I'm really not getting that much better. But I gotta just like in my head every day be like, you know what, like I'm gonna get better eventually. I'm gonna figure this out eventually, and I will, you know, get healthy, be 100% eventually. Like with anything, you know, YouTube, you know, like I started out, I don't have like a ton of subscribers right now, but I swear I had like, for a long time, I had like 0 subscribers, and I'm like, eventually I'll get like 1, and then 2, and then, you know, and then like 100, and then, you know, it's like it keeps on going. Like, I mean, some other people probably like build faster on YouTube, but I feel like with whatever you're doing, you have to be patient and you have to be persistent. You just gotta keep doing it. Like, you're gonna have bad days, you're gonna have lulls, you're gonna have down periods where you're not doing well, and sometimes you're gonna take a step back, you know, but you gotta just like keep moving forward, you know. And even though this was a super effed up, disturbing movie, I like that sentiment. I like that message where the main character Will, he's like, I'm not gonna give up. I'm not seeing results immediately, but I like stuff's gonna work out for me. And he kept that positive attitude. Like, not all the time. That's not realistic. Like, sometimes he was super depressed. Like, you know, which was warranted because this bad stuff that happened to him. But I thought that was a great like underlying message of just being patient, being persistent, and you know, just not giving up, and like just staying positive. So I really like that. And then there's also this message of karma too, where even Kevin Smith's character, the TV executive, he's like Will, he's like, are you serious? Like, am I really getting a show? Like, are you joking with me? And then Kevin Smith's character said something like, it's karma, man. Like, do you believe in karma? So I like that message as well, because I kind of do believe in karma, but I don't like 100% believe in it. But how I am with stuff is like, I try not to do bad stuff, because if karma is real, I don't want bad karma. So like, that's how I am. Like, you know, I don't necessarily believe in ghosts or demons, but like, you won't catch me grabbing a Ouija board. Like, I'm not gonna F around and find out. Like, I like staying safe out here. Like, I like staying above ground, chilling, doing my thing, watching movies. So yeah, like I don't necessarily 100% believe in karma, but I believe that karma could be real. So I'm not gonna do any, you know, bad deeds. I'm not. So yeah, at that, I'm kind of rambling, but I kind of do believe in karma. And you know, if like if you're a good person, I feel like good stuff will come to you. And I feel like if you are a bad person, like that will catch up with you. Like, you can't just wrong people and do all this diabolical stuff, like I feel like that it will catch up with you eventually. It's not gonna be overnight, but I feel like, you know, even though I don't believe in karma 100%, like I kind of do believe in it. So I like that whole message of karma, and I like that, like I said, some stuff worked out for this character because, I mean, he deserved it. He was a good guy, and he had a very rough life, and it was cool. Like his show was like a positive message for the kids, and it was I don't know, that was pretty solid. So yeah, those were like the couple main themes that I wanted to get into. I don't have that much to talk about in this video. I just wanted to talk about, you know, the plot summary, the involvement of like Kevin Smith and all the actors that are in his movies. And then I also wanted to talk about some of the themes that I liked in the movie. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about. In terms of a recommendation, I would recommend this. I just bought it on Amazon because I got all kinds of Amazon gift cards going on, so I like rented it. Yeah, I didn't buy it. I rented it on Amazon, like Amazon Prime or whatever. Yeah, so I don't think this is on any streaming, but it is available on Amazon Prime. I think it's like $3.99 to rent, which it's not too bad. But I would recommend it, but it's like what do they do? I forgot what they do. It's like a warning, like a content warning, like a trigger warning. That's what they do, like on inappropriate or like graphic stuff. This movie is super graphic and super disturbing. You know, all the stuff where they're like taking advantage of him. That it was very hard to watch. So basically, I would recommend this movie, but just going in, you have to know that it's super disturbing. If people do not want to see that type of stuff, I would not recommend watching it. But if you are someone who you know, has a stomach for disturbing movies and you can tolerate that, I think this is a great movie. It has some great themes. The story is fantastic. You got a lot of, you know, like familiar faces in terms of all the actors that are in it. So I would recommend it if you're okay with some disturbing stuff. So that has been my recommendation, and that has been my review of Vulgar. Thank you all very much for watching, and peace out.